Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Day After Podcast. My name is John, and I'm here with Mike.
Hi, everybody.
And Haley.
Hello.
And before I give it to Haley, because she's the master of our design today, I have fun background information for what we're about to talk about, because you guys clicked on the thumbnail. Since 1997, Disney has been making what they're calling Disney Channel original movies. The first one happened in 1997. It is called Under Wraps. The second one was called You Lucky Dog in 1998. And of the 109 Disney Channel original movies...
109?
We are here to discuss 1998's Brink, which is my wife's design. Haley, would you like to introduce us to Brink?
Okay,
Explain yourself, goddammit.
Okay, to absolve myself of any blame, this was not my design. I was 6 years old when this came out, but I had a sister who was 4 years older and watched this, I'm not kidding, pretty much every day for like a month. And guess who got to sit at home while she was watching me and watch this fucking shit, because God forbid I control the TV. And so I have really weird memories of this movie. Like, as it was playing, I had that nostalgia for lines that Milo frequently has with those 80 movies he showed us. Where, like he's like, did you come here to whine, or did you come here to skate? And I was like, oh my God, I remember all of these weird things. And, oh.
Now, for better or worse, one of the better parts of this podcast is I get to do gentle Google searches on these people. And before we get into the really big meat of it, I'd just like to shout out that Eric Von Detten, who plays the main character Andy Brinker, I used air quotes there, voices Sid in Toy Story 3 years before this happened.
Once you told me that, I could not get Sid out of my head.
What's also fucking fascinating is the movie magic that happened between me and Mike. He's watching, I'm not even looking at the screen, and I hear, hey buddy, watch out. I'm like...
And we both we perked up and like, wait a second. That voice. That face. That black.
That voice, that face, that black.
That voice was portrayed by Walter Emmanuel Jones, who was like 28 when he made this. So if you're keeping track at home, Walter Emmanuel Jones is the original Black Ranger from Power Rangers. And our brain went, no, that's him.
Pause, rewind, Zach? What the fuck are you doing? Of course
here? You can dance and break and fucking skate.
And he's a minor character.
Yeah, he gets injured and gets taken out of the movie like pretty quickly.
Why the fuck you wasted a Zach?
He's got to be the most famous character.
That's how
in this
you
movie.
go. We needed more teenage people. He's 28. I'm 29.
Oh.
If you are looking for the ultimate like 90s skater culture time capsule, look no further, people.
This has extremely goofy movie energy.
Yes.
Or another, I don't know, like rocket power as if it was written by Toast.
Or really like rocket power that was given a Disney coat of paint.
Yeah, so if Nickelodeon is just too rad for you.
If you guys are worried about unsanctioned radness, let me just put your mind at ease by stating that Wikipedia describes aggressive inline skating, unquote, as a subset of regular inline skating, unquote. So
what does the aggressive mean? Like, is it just mean competition?
They did say that it has an additional emphasis on performing stunts.
Okay.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
So it's more likely that people are going to get hurt with aggressive inline skating.
Hence the word aggressive.
They'll have an obsession with grabbing their ankles anytime they leave the floor.
That's called a grab, God.
So this is so funny because John is more deeper entrenched in skater culture than Milo or I.
I didn't skate. I was a big fan of the culture.
Oh, okay.
But let's leave that on the back burner here. Mike has some strong feelings.
So John doesn't have to be embarrassed.
Mike has... Fuck it. I like this movie. Eat shit. Michael has some strong feelings about the dad being on disability.
Well, no.
Okay, Mike has strong feelings about the dad.
Now you're making me feel like an asshole. Like, oh dear.
Milo has strong feelings about the dad. Go, Milo.
No, okay. I have strong feelings about this movie's attempt at any moral message. It is so confused.
Yes, it is very confused.
So the dilemma of this movie is that the kid is torn between three things. On the one hand, he has this desire to legitimately become a famous skater. On the other hand, he has a a group of friends who he has been, basically preaching this lifestyle of skate for the fun of it, don't care about anything else.
They're called the Soul Skaters, by the way.
Fuck that fucking name. What the fuck does that mean? And on the third rope tied around his moral nutsack that's pointing him in every direction is his dad is currently nursing an injury, so he can't work. So his family is kind of strapped for cash. So he is tempted to then skate for money. And this movie,
and being a sellout.
Yeah. So this movie tries to create a dilemma about this kid being a sellout and betraying his friend's trust, and him working for an asshole. But it's really bad at balancing that moral message. It's very confused. I know what they're trying to do, but they do it very badly.
Yeah, there's actually some really, really good moments between Andy Brinker and his dad. You gotta say the whole thing, or it's not a real character. You got there are some good moments between the dad and the son.
Yes.
The dad recognizes, like, oh my gosh,
if you watch
I'm
them
being
out
an
of
asshole.
context, if you try.
Yeah, and if it's a classic Disney where, like, if you just look up this 2-minute scene, oh, this is a really decent scene. It has nothing to do with the rest of the movie and completely breaks the tone of whatever the fuck is going on.
Okay, so this kid is going through this dilemma of this. He's being pulled in 3 ways, and his dad comes up to him and says, "Kid, I know what you're going through. I need to tell you this. Skating is not who you are." And
it's what you do.
That's different. Wrong movie, dude.
Yeah.
This is
like,
not
like that's a good message, but that's not what the kid is struggling with.
Not at all. And this movie is like, there are moments where it's shaming people for being paid for doing what they love.
Yes, yeah. And so this is prime sellout culture.
If you think about that for even a second, your brain goes, no.
And like this kid, his family, he needs money, and also at the same time, I'm also pissed off because he's like, dude, man, I need money. My what am I gonna do? Oh, I'll get a skating job and I'll get paid $200 a week in California
money.
In the 1990s.
It's like, for fuck's sake. And on top of that, his dad is absolutely infuriated by this kid's choice of lifestyle.
Yeah, my kid's not gonna learn any life skills.
Oh, God damn it.
Like, okay, but my family, my brothers were also skaters. They also had other issues.
Right.
That I'm not going to get into right now, but it's a little worse than skating all the time. So I was watching this going, you fucking kids.
Okay.
You do have to love, by the way, that this 90s skating culture time capsule, not a single person is doing drugs.
But I'm out of field now, so.
It's okay.
Go, John.
Calm down. I want to say it's a little dark for a Disney Channel original movie. I can understand early installment weirdness. This is the 3rd out of 109 Disney Channel original movies.
The first one about a walking mummy.
Okay, especially because it's a little dark that the dad is on disability. Very real thing for somebody who went on and did the Cheetah Girls, Luck of the Irish, High School fucking Musical. I just want to point out, if you're a stats guy, that this movie pulled in 6 million viewers, which is very close to the median attendance for one of these Disney Channel premieres.
Oh, wow.
If I move on to my next little nitpicky point, Milo has a severe problem with contract law.
Wait.
What?
I'm going through the note. I'm going through the notes. You had a big problem when he signs up.
There's a moment where the guy who hires Brink asks him.
Andy Brinker.
Andy Brinker.
You have to say the whole thing.
Says, hey, kid, you want to join the group? Oh, fuck yeah, man. Yeah. And just about to have an informal handshake, but then he goes, wait. You have your parents' permission?
Oh, yeah, man, of course.
They thought of it, and then he just lies about it. It's just an informal handshake, and it was like, no, movie. You do not get points for mentioning a legal technicality and then just walking around it.
And what's worse is that legal technicality never comes up again.
And it could have.
Yeah. The contract guy never asked for his parents' signature on anything, even though Brink is clearly a minor.
It's a minor point, but it's just like it's an extra detail that I could tell that the screenwriter is like, aha, you didn't think we thought of that, but it just makes it worse because you brought it up in the first place. Anyway.
John, before we go on to the rest of your points, I would like to talk about some of the things we actually legit enjoyed about this movie.
Please go on.
The soundtrack is pretty baller.
That was the only point I had left.
Soundtrack is, yeah.
The song, if you guys are a fan of the 90s punk ska band, The Suicide Machines, their song Give makes no sense in the context of this. What was the fucking lyric they were singing over and over again? While he was walking.
Yeah, it was the montage of him doing both his part-time paid job, dancing for the X-Blades, and also skating with his friend. I said dancing, I meant skating.
You gotta look.
Skating with his X-Blades and skating with his friends.
You gotta look before you leap. Man, you gotta look before I don't know how. Oh my god.
Yeah. Mighty, your friends.
I felt so bad that I was like, this is a post-ska era. No, bitch, we in the ska.
And number 2, I felt so bad to both of these gentlemen. I thought my weird brain remembered that Tony Hawk made a cameo in this movie, and he does not.
You Hawk tease.
So anybody who's going into this movie for that, sorry.
Well, why'd you bring it up?
Because I thought
contracts and Tony Hawk.
I don't know. My weird brain remembered that I thought Tony Hawk was going to be in this movie, and he's not.
He's probably in 20% of skateboarding movies if they could get him.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is this is aggressive inline skating, Milo.
Oh yeah, it's not skateboarding. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even. Yeah. Why would he be in a?
Yeah. He wouldn't even touch that shit.
Roller skating.
Welcome back to the final act of this podcast where we spin our wheels because I'm out of notes. And I had a great time.
But about positives, I thought the B-roll footage of the skating and the stunt doubles was really good.
Yeah, the cinematography does kind of go off the rails sometimes, but for somebody who is trying to actually legit film skateboarders, they do a pretty good job.
So yeah, that if you come into that and you skate and you watch this, you're probably going to be very entertained by that.
You might find it interesting. You're not going to be enthused by the lingo, I don't think.
Spoiler alert, the girl is every girl in a 90s anime or in a 90s show surrounded by guys.
Yeah.
But that it doesn't invade the plot a whole lot. It just has a few throwaway lines.
It could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
We're not in Me Too territory.
I don't regret showing these people this movie. I really I feel bad because again,
Why?
My sister showed me this movie ad nauseum, and because I had to watch so many things like this, I thought I hated Disney Channel. Going back as an adult and watching some of their things, I realized that as a kid, if I was less obsessed with cartoons, I would have given more of this a shot. If you're familiar with Disney Channel original series, if High School Musical is the only thing you've ever heard of, this is not a bad place to start if you're trying to dive into these Disney Channel original series. Be prepared for a ride because it's gonna yank your chain all over the place.
All over the quality spectrum.
Yeah, there's countless times where I eye rolled and look over at Haley and go, "This is your fault."
Excuse me, Hulk Hogan bastard.
Excuse me, no holds barred.
You guys want another one? I can sure have one.
Please, I know they exist.
Let's go.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Guys, just so you guys know, after this is over, I'm gonna take a shot because I lost a sucker's bet where after he wins with no denouement, Mike's like, they're gonna freeze frame on his face.
That was Haley.
I said that.
One of you fuckers said they're gonna freeze frame on his face. I'm like, no, they won't. I will take a shot if they freeze frame on his face.
And then we wait, and then the song plays out, and they're spinning around, and then what happens, John?
I take a shot. guys, if you at all are out there are interested, if you want to seriously make a case for us to watch another Disney Channel original movie,
yes, please say so in the comments.
I promise we will eventually do the High School Musical trilogy, but that's all our nostalgia can carry.
Yes, yeah, and keep in mind, again, we did not grow up with these. These are not something we have a lot of nostalgia for, so we're going into them blind, and that honestly makes it better.
I've got two of them maybe, Unwrapped and Don't look under the bed. Maybe that's about it. But
Hey, black holes on there.
Hey, buddy, you're leaving in the comments.
that's not Disney Channel.
That's not decom shit. Holy cow. But guys, that has been 1998's Brink, starring the voice of Sid Phillips.
God, it won't.
But please join us in 1 week for something else. This is part of our scheduling where we don't know what's coming up in a week.
Yeah.
Please be surprised, and please join us tomorrow for something else.